So after a while, Dad stopped just throwing money at us as his sons. We had to go out and work. That's what I said. That's the wonders of having a dad, and that's the difference of how sons are treated. Sons are treated they have to learn how to find their own way, and they have to learn how to survive. Like my dad said, like, son, you're going to be a man one day, and you're going to have a family, and your woman and your children's going to look up to you for answers. They're going to look for you to be able to provide for them. So your father's going to train you up. So your father's like, he pushes you out there, and you have to find your own way to survive. But of course, your father's going to be there to back you up if things if things get to the point where you can't handle it. Your father's going to be there to support you. But your father, when he has confidence and faith that you as a son can handle it, like I said, look at the perfect example with Dragon Ball Z, with Goku and Gohan. When Gohan was fighting Cell, Goku had faith in his son. He did what a man is supposed to do. He was pretty much teaching his son that, yo, son, I can't be there all the time. I can't fight all your battles. This is why fathers are important, is to teach their son these things. You know what I'm saying? Goku was pretty much teaching his son that, yo, one day I'm not going to be here, son. Somebody else going to need to be able to protect this world, protect the planet. I'm not going to be here all the time. So that's why when Goku was like, yo, like, I got somebody who can whoop your ass. And Cell was going like, yo, which one of these bitch ass niggas can beat my ass? Like, cause as far as I'm concerned, you the only nigga that can fight me. He said, no, my son can beat your ass. You know what I'm saying? He had that much faith in his son. He knew what his son was capable of. And as a father, he had to teach him how to be a man. Saying like, yo, like, you gotta go out there. Son, you can do it. I got faith in you. And when Cell was squeezing Gohan, and Gohan was screaming and yelling, and everybody's looking at Goku like, Goku, why are you sitting there? And Goku had that smirk on his face. He wasn't being a cruel father. He's doing what a father is supposed to do. Your son is supposed to get roughed the fuck up because that's a simulation to what society and the real world is. The real world don't give a shit about you, especially when you're a man. The real world don't give a shit about you. Don't care about your feelings, and the real world's gonna fuck you up and rough you around. Cell was a metaphor of the real world and how it fucks you up. And Gohan's a representation of a young man who's going out into that world, and Goku is a father and a metaphor for preparing his son to go out into the real world. And everybody looking like, yo, Goku, why the fuck are you standing there? And Piccolo said, the reason why your son is not doing anything, because he's expecting his father. He's dependent on his father. But Goku still sat there because he believed in his son. And when Gohan turned Super Saiyan 2, what did Goku say? Goku smiled. He said, see, I told you. And everybody else couldn't believe the potential that Gohan had. No one couldn't believe it. Vegeta was shocked. Trunks was shocked. Everybody was shocked but Goku, because Goku believed in his son. That's an example of what a father is supposed to fucking do. You suppose, as a young man, people call it toxic masculinity. No, it's called fucking life. Because he has to get that type of experience in order for him to be able to go out there and protect women, children, and elderly. And also to build society. If you constantly putting kid gloves on your son or on young men and making the world a bubble or making the world full of cushions, how can he be strong enough to be able to provide for his woman and provide for his children and protect the elderly and build society and fight for his country in case an invasion or a civil war ever breaks out? You know what I'm saying? Saying too, it's a metaphor of a father and son. A father's job is to make sure his son become a better version of him, become better than him. As a father, I want my daughter to be better than me. When I have a son, I want my son to be better than me. That's the whole point. We make, as a parent and as an adult, we trip and make mistakes so that our children don't have to go through that. They're going to encounter their own problems, but we experience these things so they wouldn't, and go through these problems so they don't have to experience the same thing that we experience. So even Super Saiyan 2, Gohan was a metaphor of a son surpassing his father. Something that all fathers want their sons to be. That every father should want their son to surpass them. That's the whole point. Because that breeds a better generation, a stronger generation. So now that son surpassed the father. And then the son that surpassed the father has a son that surpasses him. It's supposed to be that way. So, like, even Dragon Ball, you can find metaphors, and you can find something spiritual in Dragon Ball Z. You can find all kinds of stuff and metaphors and philosophies and wisdom, even within Dragon Ball Z and just Dragon Ball in general.